Well, welcome back to Regiments. Last time we completed the reaction operation. It was quite a short one, just one stage, while we were re-invading Mulhazen as NATO forces after Westpac went in. Now we're going to be doing the third operation, Blind Guard. In the middle of a communications blackout, 3rd German Corps mounts a desperate holding action. Today, this will be taking place over the 6th to the 9th of June 1989, so just the next day. We are going to be playing as PanzerGrenedier Brigade 4, so not a tank unit, a mechanized unit. Our parent unit is the 2nd PanzerGrenedier Division, 3rd German Corps Centag. Colonel. The situation around Mulhausen remains unknown. A wide area jamming effort makes communications extremely difficult. Corps HQ remains out of contact with our Soviet liaison appears as confused as we are. That's not all the bad news. As insane as it sounds, East German 11th Mutschütz Division is rapidly moving to attack. The Volksarmee recon companies have already overrun the Bundesgartenschütz posts. Wow, these German words. And the forward elements are assembling at the border. Multiple intelligence sources report the rest of the division is passing through Eisenach as we speak. Division HQ wants your camp group to reinforce the weak forward forces between Kassel and Göttingen. Delay the East German advance elements. Use a night to disrupt the enemy assembly effort. Godspeed. So our objectives are to disrupt the NVA forward assembly areas, reinforce the defensive line in Göttingen, and prevent NVA forces from penetrating deeper into West German territory. Or as it says there, territory. But that is a typo. We have 2 phases for stage 1, 3 phases for stage 2, and 2 phases for stage 3. So this is going to be a multi-stage mission. Here is our setup. First of all, operations log, phase 1 raid. During the midday fight, an East German BM-21 MLRS battalion proved instrumental in overwhelming the border guard's forces. We've pinpointed its approximate resupply location. Use the cover of the night to take out as many rocket launchers as possible. So we have to take out these rocket launchers while they can't fight at night. NATO Corps, Note 1. It's impressive how NATO integrated such diverse national armies in what almost resembles a cohesive command. The same diversity was its main weakness too. During the June War, NATO forces of the North Army Group, Northag, and Central Army Group, Centag, bore the brunt of the fighting, with the most dramatic events happening at the border between the army groups. Okay, so having a look at what we've got here for our forces, we have reasonably veteran units, or some of them are veteran, the rest are all green. We have 2 units of spotters, 2 Lukes. They have thermal night vision. That's going to be pretty important if we're attacking at night. We've got 2 units of Leo 1A5s. These are not particularly advanced tanks. They only have 8 frontal armor, and they only have an AP of 15 on their 24,000 meter gun, 105 gun. They're okay tanks, but they're not as good as the Leo 2A4s we had in the last mission. So we need to watch out for that. They are units of 4, which means we at least got 4 guns in each unit. We have a Marder A2 with Panzergrenadiers. This has a Milan 2 ATGM. This is going to be a really useful unit for this engagement. We have a unit of M13s with Pioneers in them. The Pioneers are very, very good at clearing out entrenched positions if the enemy are dug in. We shouldn't need these for the first phase, I believe. I'm going in blind, but they'll probably become useful as we go on. Big unit here, 3 Rakpanzer Jaguars. These are anti-tank ATGM launchers. They have Hot 1 ATGMs. These are AP21. That beats the AP19 on the Milan 2s that our Martyrs have. This is a very, very important unit for killing big enemy tanks. So we see T80s or T70. I don't actually think the T80s are around for this engagement, for this war. But T72s, that's what this is going to deal with. Sorry, this is what the Jaguar is going to deal with. We also have M13s mortars. So these are just handy. They'll hang around in the back line and they'll mortar strike anything automatically that we need. They're a very, very good, handy unit. We have an HQ unit. This may be very, very important. I'm not sure. It's very expensive, 150 points to call in. There's also 3 Lars 2 MLRS units. These could be very devastating if we identify the location of the enemy rocket launchers, just to pound those areas down. We've got the Flak Gepard. We saw how good that was in the last combat. This is a very, very good unit. And we have supply. Now, there's a lot of task forces we can call in. We're actually not going to look at these yet. I'll look at these at the end of the video because I want you to help me pick which ones to take. For now, I'm looking at how expensive our forces are. We have 700 deployment points. To call in everything that we have requires 1,075 deployment points. So I'm actually going to spend all of our operational authority points on getting our deployment points up to 1,000. I think having a lot of deployment points will give me more flexibility in the upcoming engagements as we move forward. Fingers crossed. We also have smoke and artillery strikes, which will be very useful. All right, let's get ready and see what our events are. Interdiction, 2 platoons cannot be deployed. Combat command is all about solving puzzles with half the elements missing. Interesting. Divisional artillery, blitz, and recon focus. I feel like for this first phase, I'm going to go with the recon focus. That free recon is really good at just helping us find out what's going on. Let's pick that and let's go to battle. So this should be a night engagement. Our Lukes are going to be very important here with their thermal detection. That's going to be probably a game changer for us because we'll be able to see the enemy a lot sooner than they will be able to see us. They don't really tend to have a lot in the way of night vision capabilities. a quick cup of tea before we start off. And I'm quite excited for this one. This will be quite hard. We're going to have to lean on our PanzerGrenadiers quite heavily here, I think. Let's have a look at the map. Okay, there's a lot of enemy positions already. I figured we'd be running a defense, but it looks like we are running an attack. There's a lot to take on here. Our victory is very simple. We need to destroy all the targets at Hill 72 and at Friedland. So let's identify those locations. Friedland is right back here, really deep into the enemy back territory, and Hill 72 is quite close to that. So I think what we probably want to do is pushing through the center of the map is not going to be an ideal idea here. There's lots of cover. It's very built up. Oh, not very built up. It's very open. I think we'd end up in quite a protracted, long battle if we're fighting over the middle area here. What I see is there's two main ways to deal with what we want to do here. We either break right or we break left and come around the outside of the combat area, meaning that we're safe from attack from one side because we've got the edge of the map against us. And then we come in behind and try to hit Hill 72 and hit Friedland. I think that's our best choice. Now, our choices here, well, we've got to get through North and South. That looks like a hard fight, but there are a lot of operational authority points available to us for taking these locations. Then we can come around here, take R&D building, move through orchards, and then hit Hill 72. Then from Hill 72, we can project over through Hill 68 to Friedland. That looks like quite a slog of a battle, but also looks like we've got a lot of hard, strong points we can build on the move that should put us into a good position. The other opportunity is we start off on the left here. We come around the outside of this forest. We push through the forest and hit Swamp East, capture Swamp East, use Swamp East as a staging area to push into Austenhausen. Once we've captured Austenhausen, we then use the trees here to get into R&D warehouse. That lets us hit Friedland, and again, we can push through the forest into Hill 72. Both of these advances, to me, look like they have advantages and disadvantages to them. The biggest thing that I'm looking at here is the operational authority points that we can use for later on in this this operation. And looking at the hill that we've got here, looking down over Marth North, I think what I want to do is I want to push into Marth North and take Marth North and move up from there. We might even take Swamp West as well. I think that's the way I want to go. We've got 3 phases to do this in, so this would have to push quite hard. So let's start off by deploying one of our Lukes just to the edge of the trees here. The vision is pretty good from that location. I'm just going to select them and tell them to hold fire right now. I know there's a hotkey for that, but I want to make sure I've clicked it. We're going to get our other Lukes on board as well. I'm going to bring it up to the edge of the forest here. I can't give it a shift control order, I think. I think I can do it once I've deployed it. Yeah, and I'm going to put it there. I'm going to hit H to hold a fire so it can just look out and see if there's anything coming from Swamp West. It'll alert us to that fact. So that's our 2 spotter units. Now then for Leopards, I'm going to bring 2 units of Leopards forwards and put them in the trees here. And our PanzerGrenadiers as well. That's our main attack force. I then want to bring up our... we're not going to call the Jaguars in straight away, but I do want our mortars back here to help out. And I'm going to leave everything else undeployed for now until we see what we're dealing with. If we're seeing a lot of aircraft, I'll bring the Gepard in. If we're not, we'll look at bringing the Lars and the Jaguars in. But I want to make sure that I've got the flexibility. I do have quite a lot of deployment points left, actually. Let's also bring the HQ unit up. That will be quite vital. Let's unpause and see what we're going to deal with from here. One thing I'm expecting to happen here is as soon as the enemy know where we are, we're going to get into some extended artillery battles. I'm actually going to call the Lars 2 in now and just put them back in this forest here. Ready to fire. There's a lot of enemy units in this location here. Look at this. So what are we looking at? Well, we can't really tell, but there's a lot of enemy units here. Quite small enemy units. Looks like they're dug in. I'm interested to see enemy units on the move as well. Looks like we've got enemies moving around here as well. So there's enemy are patrolling at the same time. Let's fire an opening barrage to soften up the enemy here. Good work, tanks. Let's open us up to a lot of artillery fire straight away. I want to move these rocket as soon as I can. Okay, let's just take a second to pause. I want to think a lot about what I'm doing here. So let's just move everything here forward so it's out of that artillery strike. I want to put one of our units of tanks on the edge here where they can engage these units that are coming towards them. The mortars are fine. It looks like we're doing a lot of damage with this rocket strike as well. How much ammo did that use up? Use up half of their ammo. So that's important to bear in mind. The rocket barrages are very expensive. Tempted to smoke our units, but I think we'll be okay. Let's unpause and just keep an eye on things. We do have a suppression coming in. There's a lot of artillery on the map. Let's get our supply units up to help out as well. Let's move the Lars before they get counter-batteried. Artillery stop for now. Let's get this unit of tanks up to here. Let's get our HQ unit down to here. Let's get our PanzerGrenadiers moving forward to these trees. And we're going to smoke as we approach. Okay, that's the smoke coming in. Let's take hold fire off on the Lukes because it can help out. Yeah, now this is a frustrating unit here. This is an anti-tank unit. We've got the range to hit it. I'm a bit worried about lots of fire coming through. Okay, our martyrs have arrived. Let's get the troops out. And I'm going to give them just a deployment order in the trees here. Just pull these tanks back. Martyrs are firing. Leos are helping out. Let's get some illumination here. Okay, these are now moving forward. Now they're moving forward, we're going to come back forward and engage them. Got some T-72s here. Supply units I want to just stop here. These I want to engage this. Once these Leopards are taking care of this, I'll bring them in. What else do we have to deploy in right now? We've got the Pioneers. We've got the Rock Panther. I think we're going to need the Jaguars. I want to bring them around the bottom of this area here. Problem. I didn't realize they would be able to see them from here. Okay, there. I'm going to bring these Leopards out of here. I want to wait for these to resupply, and I'll bring them back forward. Our Grenadiers are fighting a good fight. It's going to use up a lot of ammo, but let's get moving with this engagement. Let's drop our rocket artillery here. Our PanzerGrenadiers are dying in droves, actually. There's only 7 of them left. Let's pull them out for this. We'll bring the Pioneers in. Quite a hard fight so far. I'm waiting for these tanks to get rearmed, especially because the artillery's hitting here. This is a heavily fortified area, but once we take it, we should be in a good position. Wait, what are the Lars 2 doing? Did I give them an attack move order? I don't know why they're driving forward. I'm going to keep these on this side of the hill, just so they're out of line of sight for now. Bring the Pioneers up to here. Okay, the tanks are reinforced. Let's bring them back to the edge of the trees here. I'm actually going to put them in this tree, these trees here, so they've got a good side angle. And let's call the Leopards back in. I've got enough of the PanzerGrenadiers as well. Let's bring them into over here. They can push in from this angle here. Okay, Pioneers are here. I'm going to move them forward, and we're going to smoke again. Probably smoke around here. We've got these riflemen moving forward. Let's just engage them with the tanks. We'll also get the Lukes to engage them too. Okay, that's quite heavy counter-battery fire. Let's move these guys. That's coming from over here. I doubt we'll get a good strike, but let's hit this area. Okay, we managed to push back those enemies that were pushing forward. That's good. Let's put you back onto hold fire. Okay, Jaguars are in position. Pioneers need to get out of their building, their vehicles. And move. Let's just get them to attack, move forward. Leopards are in position. Let's get them to engage as well. These Leopards are taking fire. Let's bring them back. Okay, we've managed to push the enemy out of Marth North. Let's set up in these trees here. We've got good line of sight on anything coming in. We'll bring the PanzerGrenadiers up along here into this forest, ready to engage this way. Let's get these Leopards. Not a great location for Leopards to fight in. They haven't got great line of sight. So I'm just going to keep them up on the hill here. We'll get everything to resupply. Let's get these guys out of here. Found a Streller. Our Pioneers can deal with that. Okay, Marth North is being decapped. What I would like to do is also take Swamp West. So I'm going to just push one of our tank units forward. Well, actually, let's do a recon and see if there's anything here before I do that. Okay, we're decapping North now. Let's get the Jaguars. They're probably not in a great position for the next stage of the engagement, but I'm going to bring them down into this forest for now. Okay, there is one enemy unit here, but they're getting shelled. I think the tanks should be able to do it. If I bring them here and attack up this way, I will send the Lukes up with them too.
Zone captured.
Okay, we've got Marth North. That's a good first step. We want to get Marth South and then start pushing up this axis. Anything else happening over here? No, we're okay. Let's get our HQ vehicle up to here. Let's get our second unit of tanks up to here. We're taking heavy artillery, so let's move everybody up. Get out of the forest. Okay, let's drop smoke on this area here. And we're going to bring our PanzerGrenadiers forward. And we're going to bring our Pioneers forward. Okay, we've almost taken... Swamp West shouldn't be a problem. Can we bring our Lars 2s back in? We can. Swamp West is almost ours. We are taking a little bit of fire there. Okay, they're panicked out. Let's retreat these guys. Okay, hang on. We're dealing with some stuff over here as well. I could drop an artillery barrage on them. I don't think I need to do that. The enemy have put illumination here. Let's get these leopards up to somewhere they can help out. Let's make sure you guys are out of your vehicles. I'll make sure you guys are out of your vehicles. Just trying to do too many things at once. I can just calm down a little bit. The Jaguars aren't going to be hugely useful here, but let's just bring them up into these trees where they can engage from behind. Our mortars are doing their job. The supply units are here. We've got these leopards. I have ordered them forward, but I actually think we might actually be better off bringing them through the streets to this location. And the Lukes are going to hold the edge of this zone just to see if they can spot anybody moving across the trees here. Okay, I think we're okay. I don't want to use any of my call-ins just yet. Bring the Lukes up. Sorry, I was thinking there I should be talking up to here. We've almost taken these riflemen out. Okay, we've got Swamp West, which is nice. And we've got Marth South. Looks like these riflemen are about to panic. Okay, that's the rifleman wiped out. What we're going to do is we're going to resupply our troops. Let's get this Lukes up into the trees. If I put it here, it should have a pretty good view into R&D building to see what it can see, which is pretty long range. Let's bring the HQ unit up, and we can put it back here. Oh, we've got enemies detected. Bring you back. Leopard, you need to engage these. Let's pause for a second. Let's drop an artillery strike here. Looks like we've hit something quite powerful. The Lars is back on the battlefield. Let's hit this strike here as well. Jaguars, can you hit this too? Okay, it's BMP-1 and Ashoka. I thought it was maybe T-72s. I didn't read the NATO... Well, they're going to die horribly. There's a lot of fire coming in on them now. Right, veteran units, though. Max veterancy units we're dealing with here. Ashoka's not got a great line of sight from where it is. Sorry, the Jaguar. I don't want to push the Jaguar up too hard, though. Let's bring it down. And actually, in this forest is a great place to put it. Okay, if I can get the Lukes up into these trees here. HQ unit's way too far forward. Let's bring it back. These Pioneers have been resupplied. And these Martyrs have been resupplied. Oh, this is taking a lot of fire here. Let's retreat these guys. Okay, we've got some T-72s on the battlefield now. This is getting to be quite a spicy fight. Lars 2s are still in the field. I want you to engage these T-72s. If someone could do something about that Shilka as well, that would be quite good. This is going to be a pretty tough fight. They're combat ineffective, so I'm going to bring them out. The Jaguars actually have a great shot from here. You're going to have to retreat. Waiting for our Panzer... Our mortars are back in action. Make sure these guys are deployed. Jaguars have quite a good rate of fire on their ATGMs. There goes the... Oh, we've got enemy air coming in. That means we're going to need to call in our Gepard, but we haven't got the reinforcement points for it yet. Ooh, that's a nasty strike. We managed to chase off the T-72s. I'm gonna have to retreat these PanzerGrenadiers. Pioneers are hanging on though. Okay, good work, team. Right, let's get the Lukes up to here, and then up into this forest here with hold fire turned on. Counter battery fire on the Jaguars. Let's get them out of there. I want to see what's going on in R&D building. I want to just keep the momentum going. We've pushed back those T-72s. We've got a little bit of time here. There's one enemy unit here. Let's drop some smoke on this location, and we'll just move in with our units. How am I doing for vehicles? Let's get the other unit of tanks in. That's pretty important. And I want to get the Flak Panzer in as well. Actually, I need to move these guys forward. Oh, good. The mortars are here. Let's just keep them moving. Let's get the supply units up into the trees here. Let's get the HQ up into the tree here as well. The autocannons on the Lukes are really cool. Okay, we can bring the PanzerGrenadiers back in too as well, which is great. Okay, let's get the Pioneers up into R&D building. Let's get the Lukes up in over here where they'll get great line of sight. Let's put them back on hold fire. Leopards into these trees here. I had 2 units selected there, the Lukes. Lukes needs to go here. And then we'll get the HQ unit in the trees back here. We'll get the supply unit into just the backfield here. We'll bring the mortars up to here. We've got more units coming in. We'll get the Flak Panzer in the trees here. These Leopards can come into these trees here. And the PanzerGrenadiers can move into these trees here. Okay, we found the enemy artillery. That is pretty strong artillery. Leopards just take it out. There's something here. Oh, hang on. There's something here with anti-tank. What do I have to counter that? The Lars 2s can come back in. Let's bring them in. And as soon as they're here, let's counter battery on whatever is launching the ATGMs from this forest here. We're going to have to pull the Leopards back, which is unfortunate because they were doing good work against the artillery. Let's bring the Lukes up, turn them off hold fire, and get them to shoot at the artillery. They should do some pretty decent damage to it. We'll also get our mortars to fire at the artillery as well. Akatlasa. Okay, that's it out of there. Let's retreat these guys. Bring you back forward to here. Let's hold you here. HQ unit's got a big enough range to help everybody from here. Okay, that's the artillery strike firing. Those MLRS have such ridiculous range. Let's just move them to here so they don't get counter-shelled. 12 targets at Friedland and Hill 72. We're almost at Hill 72. We're probably not going to make this Leopard 1A. Okay. Let's get this Lukes to move forward to these trees. There's quite a entrenched lot of units here. What I probably want to do is... Once I've got area recon back, which will be a while, or I've got the Lukes in position, once we can see them, we'll hit them with another barrage. Let's hold you. You're coming forward a little bit too far. I want the Flak Panzer to be in a position where it's going to help. Okay, we're positioned for another engagement now. Let's get our... Let's drop smoke here. And we'll get our mortars to cross here. We'll actually get the Lukes to cross as well. What was that, rain or is that fire? Okay, it's actually raining in the battlefield right now. Okay, let's get the Pioneers to move forward to here. Leave these tanks here. I'm going to bring these tanks down to here. Okay, you come in here. It's an anti-tank unit. Gonna hope that our guys just do scare them enough that they're not gonna... Yeah, they're too scared to do anything. That was good attack. You keep moving to here. You keep moving to here. Luke's... Oh, look at the artillery fire. Just keep moving through the artillery. They're shooting at where you...
Minutes remaining.
I need both of these tank units to fire on this. Let's get... oh, because I called them in and called them out again. They no longer have... let's just hit whatever is over here. These Pioneers need to get out of here. We do not have good line of sights for these tanks. Okay, they're getting a bit panicked. Let's bring the HQ unit up to help. Supply can come up as well. And the Flak Panzer as well. Okay. We're capturing orchards. Okay, this is good, this is good. We're pushing through really nicely. Get you on hold fire, get you to the edge of the trees there. Let's see what you can find. Let's get the mortars up as well. Ooh, I feel very like we've extended really over where we should be right now, but if we can hit Hill 72 before the end of the phase, that will go quite well for us. From here, they'll get good sight of the whole area. Somebody is actually shooting at us. Oh no, what are they shooting at? Oh, they're shooting at fleeing units. There's an enemy unit here. What is this? Grads. Okay, this is the units they want us to kill. Engage.
Zone captured.
That's 5 victory points. Let's get the tanks to move up to here. Get them on top of the hill. Let's get the Lars to shoot at that again. Six targets left at this hill, so we'll get half our VPs in a second. I probably should be moving my tanks together like this, but that's what I'm doing right now. Found an enemy unit hiding behind the hill. That's not a good position to engage them in. Let's retreat. Let's get the PanzerGrenediers up to here. Get these guys to come around and engage them from around this other side of the hill. T-52, T-55 AM2s. They don't have ATGMs, do they? Good, they're firing at this. Those twos are reloading slowly.
Objective completed.
Okay, we've got one of our objectives. We're also capturing Hill 72. And we're engaging these guys from behind. We just lost a tank, unfortunately. But engaging them from behind, we should be able to take them out pretty quickly.
Zone captured.
Okay, that's Hill 72 captured. So next time, we just have to fight through to Friedland. These guys are suppressed, so let's pull them out of there. Okay. Let's get some units called back in for next time. So we'll get our Pioneers moving up to here. We'll get our Jaguar moving up as well. And what I want to do is I'm just going to give them some slightly different move orders. Jaguars are low on ammo because we're low on supply. Oops, no. I'm giving them fast move orders. They are actually following the roads for fast move orders. That's good to see. Okay. Okay, we do still have these guys on the other side of the hill. I wonder what we could really do about them with the amount of time we have left. Let's see if that does something. Okay, apparently units can shoot across hills. Turn and face. One unit left. And that's it. Okay, they're down. Right, we've taken Hill 72 now. We've made pretty good progress this mission. I'm pretty happy with our current situation. We just have to push into Friedland, and we've completed it in the next phase. Let's just see, before the phase ends, we'll be able to see... Nah, I won't be able to see how many units are Friedland. I should have called that a second before. Whew, okay, that was intense, but I had a lot of fun. We lost 27, they lost 80. So it's 87 to 329 is our total work here. Leopard 1A5, and our 2 Leopard squads did a lot of work there. This one in particular just really cleaned up. Martyrs did a good job as well. The Pioneers did a good job as well. And the Lukes did some work too. No kills for any of our artillery. So that's good to know. They suppress, but they don't kill. All right, that's not quite the end of the video, because what I want to do is talk to you about what we're going to purchase next. So we have to reinforce our units, but it's going to cost us too much money. We've got 211 operational authority points. We definitely need to purchase some supplies because we're currently starved for supplies. But what we do have are a bunch of task groups that we can call in. And a lot of these will get to a situation where they advance into something interesting. So the Regiments command group is an HQ command group. Starts off with a command unit of Leopard 2A1s, which are already quite a big jump over the 1A5s that we're using. And they will eventually evolve. If we spend the money, we'll get some Fuchs with Jaeger in them, which are special forces. And then we'll get these upgraded to Leopard 2A4s. And we'll also get the rally command ability as well. So this is quite a powerful command group. There's the Cannon artillery group. That's another unit of mortars. Actually, that's what's PanzerGrenediers in M13s and a stick artillery, and that'll eventually evolve into Pioneer stick artillery and a unit of Leopard 1A5s, which I'm not that excited for, and free area recon. There's the Leitung Armored Task Force. This comes with Leopard 2A1s and a Roland anti-air sound sight. And that evolves up to Leopard 2A4s, the Roland, and PAH-1 anti-tank helicopters. That's quite a good task force. You can see that it's a bit more expensive. There's the Zietpunkt task force, which comes with 2 Weasels, which are really fast, tiny little reconnaissance platforms with advanced night vision. And we get a Fuchs with Jaeger. So the Fuchs is just a fast APC, and the Jaeger are just, I think, slightly better infantry than PanzerGrenadiers. I'm not certain on that, but I think that's what they are. This will eventually evolve up for the Weasels to become Weasel Taus, which gives them ATGMs, anti-tank missiles. It also gets us Alpha Jet cluster bombs as a strike call-in. Then there's the Antwerp Mechanized Task Force. That starts off with PanzerGrenadiers in a Marder 1A1 and mortars in an M13. And that will eventually evolve to Marder A2s with PanzerGrenadiers. Those are the ones with the ATGMs. Same mortars and also Jaguar 1s, which are the rocket launchers. And that gives us DCPIM artillery, which is massive spread artillery, I believe. And finally, there's the Gadest Recon Task Force, which has a Scorpion AFV, which is not a German unit. There's also the AIFB C-25 infantry fighting vehicle with Fusiliers inside it. And that eventually evolves to us getting a Mirage 5BA with 4 bombs and a Spartan Voltigeurs with ATGM as well. So there's some very interesting choices here. There's quite an overwhelming amount of choices here. And I'm quite happy to play with whatever you want me to bring in. So if you want to vote in the comments or on the Discord, just let me know, and that's what we'll go for. Also, apologies for all the noises in the background. That is, of course, the puppy having a sleep next to me. But thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video, but ciao for now.